All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Wabram. You're back with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Also in the correct doctrine of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai by their faith. He's got another lesson I'm going to bring out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. If you haven't seen this, pretty much about, I think his name is Anthony, Camelo Anthony, or something like that. His name is going to come back up. I think it is Camelo Anthony. Yeah, Camelo Anthony. The stabbing in Texas, man, it's pretty much going viral. It's all on X, TikTok, everywhere. And this right here is a post I seen on X. And this is how Esaw does it. They take their media and do a smear campaign on you jakes, man. And it don't matter if you're in the wrong or right. They'll put all this information up, false information, to smear you, man, to make you seem like the bad guy, which he was targeted. And as you see this clip, he just took out this guy's picture, and like he's his high school picture, and put a picture of him being in like a gang, and he had a gun in his hand, and he was showing he's like crazy or something. But this is how they do, man. This is Esau's tactic, man. They've been doing it for forever against you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. And this is Matthew Wallace. He said he posted threatening images hours before the attack, which like he was just a random attack. No, him and his brother. And I forgot his name. It's going to come up. But him and his brother went to jump this guy, Carmelo Anthony. They went to jump him. And he pulled out a weapon and shot him not shot him, but stabbed him in the heart. It says black gang culture is an extremely dangerous threat to white people, which this guy's not in a gang. He is in a suburb, a high esteemed suburb in Texas. And this is the actual image of what you just seen. This goes to show you that Esaw manipulates and wants people to feel sorry for him. And as you see him with guns, rifles, and shit, and look at him. He's with two other Edomites and another Jake. So you see how they pull these tactics to make you seem like gang culture. This guy's not in a gang. This guy was a straight A student and everything. So let me put up his I think I got it. This guy's like a straight A student. Let me see. There's some other information on him. Let me see if I can pull it up where yeah, you see right here. Let's talk about who Carmelo really is. A respectful, well-mannered young man, a 4.0 student with multiple college offers. See that? But they want to paint the picture like he was a gang member. A child with zero criminal history, not even a blemish. See that? He's not a threat to no one. Son raised in a loving home by parents who taught him right from wrong. See that? He had both of his parents. He wasn't he wasn't raised in a single parent household, man. And this is how they demonize our people. And they've been doing it forever. But this right here is also an omen, man, of Jacob and Esau. This is an omen, man. Because this right here it hasn't hit mainstream media yet, but it's soon to hit mainstream media. It says a life was lost, and that is tragic. But what's also tragic is the way the media is twisting this story to fit their own agenda. See that? They're trying to build up a race war, a clash of two nations of people, man, which is Jacob and Esau. It is right there in Texas, man. So this is how Esau twists the media to get everyone on his side, man. He does it against the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. He does it against other nations he wants to go fight. Their power is also their media. Their power is their media, man. It's a Camelo defending himself against violent agitators. So it was multiple. It wasn't just him. The other guy I showed you, it was more. I think it was him and his brother tried to assault this guy. It said that is not a crime. It says, don't let the media race bait you. Do not let them manipulate the facts. And they're going to do that regardless, man. And it started here. Check out this. This is his father, the guy in the corner right here. This is his father. Let's check out what he says to the news.
Sad part about it is he died in his brother's arms. They were twins, identical twins. And his brother was holding on to him, trying to make it stop bleeding. And he died in his brother's arms. And I rushed up there, and I saw him on the gurney. And I could tell. They said he wasn't bleeding. I could see all the blood. I saw where the wound was.
Understandably still in shock, Jeff Metcalf says a precious memory was made just this past weekend when he took his twin boys hunting. That's where Austin got his first hog. Well, this morning at around 10, he rushed here to Kirkendall Stadium where the Memorial High School student athlete suffered a fatal stab wound during this track and field meet. Frisco police say a fight broke out between two students when one stabbed the other. More than 100 student athletes were participating in this meet. Fortunately, they were safely evacuated. Police arrested the suspect. He is 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony of Frisco. He is now charged with murder. Some students, unfortunately, witnessed this deadly encounter and have been interviewed by police. Despite life-saving efforts, the 16-year-old victim died at the hospital. Austin, his father shares, was born 2 minutes before his twin brother Hunter, the two inseparable, as you can imagine. Austin is being remembered as an outstanding student at Memorial High, his football team's MVP, and a young man of faith. His father grappling with loss and forgiveness.
I'm not trying to judge, but what kind of parents did this child have? What was he taught? He brought a knife to a track meet, and he murdered my son by stabbing him in the heart. The guy was in the wrong place, and they asked him to move, and he bowed up. This is murder. I don't know. I know we have someone in custody.
Yeah, we do.
And you know what? I already forgive this person. Already. God takes care of things. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of my family.
The victim's father says these two teens did not know each other before today. We do need to stress that police have not said what they believe led up to this deadly encounter. There is a prayer vigil tonight at 7 p.m. at Hope Fellowship Church right here in.
And see how they twisted it already. They showed you all these pictures and images of a school, which it was not at a school. See, this is the witchcraft, man. This is deception, and this is Esau's tactics, man. And he said, "How this guy's parents?" But he didn't take the fact that he was the parent of the one that got killed, because they went. He was reason why his brother was right beside him is because they went to jump this guy. And he also said because he was in the wrong place, where you can see if it was a track meet, it was in the bleachers. So you can sit anywhere you want to in the bleachers. I've never went to a stadium, outside football stadium or track, same, pretty much the same thing, and I had assigned seating. So it wasn't no assigned seating. You can sit wherever you want to, but they chose to go to this guy Carmelo and pick up beef with him, man. And this guy named the other guy that died was Austin Metcalf. I meant to say his name. But yeah, and this guy's going to explain the details on the encounter that happened at the track meet, man. But the guy said, I forgive him already. The Edomite guy, his dad said, I forgive him already. And the woman said, already? So this is, when something happens to them, they want vengeance. But when they do it to somebody else, they want you to forgive them. But on the other hand, if it happens to them, they don't want it. They want you to get to the fullest extent of the judgment for the most part. But check out this guy. He's going to explain the details of what happened that day.
They got rained out like crazy bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, places where they, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude, Dude was sitting up sitting up on the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same goddamn tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity. So I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude, what was up? McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there. They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what happened. Yeah. It wasn't just one, it was both of them, bro. Austin, the dude that do this got unalive, and his brother physically went over there to intentionally. He had to. It's not to the point that he brought a knife. For one, it wasn't on school property. The school is at least 5 to 10 miles away. It was It was community track meet, bruh. It wasn't a school track meet. So he had the right to have a knife on his person, bro.
I don't know where that came from. But the point is, the truth came out, and they would never interview this guy on the news because they don't want the truth to come out, man. And see, Esaw thinks he is immortal, man. He thinks he is not going to ever receive judgment, man. But this is, like I said, it's an omen, man, of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua soon to bring Esau down, man. And we warned about this from the apostles and the elders of great millstone on down. Warned of race wars, class wars, all of these things come to pass, man, because it's all scriptural. But this right here is an omen of Jacob and Esau, man. That they was going to fight forever. Now check this out. Check out this Edomite. He doesn't have none of the information, but he's just going off what he believes.
I don't want to live around black people. I just don't. It would be irresponsible if I had a wife and kids to live near black people. It just would be. And that's not to say that every black person is violent. It's not to say that every black person is the same way. But we watch the news. We read the papers. When you drive downtown in Chicago, you know who you got to look out for and worry about when you're thinking about whether you're going to get carjacked, when you're worried about catching a stray bullet, when you're worried about who's going to pull up on the side of the road and literally shove a rifle in your face and steal your iPhone or shoot you point blank, execution style, in Lincoln Park. We know who's doing it. I don't want to live near them. I don't want to be near them. They make me nervous. That's a survival instinct. And the way this story unfolded, it's sort of interesting. Apparently, this white student, this Austin Metcalf, confronted a friend of the killer, presumably black also, and said something like, hey, you're sitting in the wrong spot. You're in my spot, something like this. And that's when the black guy jumped in and stabbed him to death.
See, they're going to lie. That's the twisted lie. And shit like this will go viral, man. And everybody believed what he said. But it was a lie. They confronted him, said he was sitting in the wrong place. And the guy just told you, explained to you that it was raining. And he was just basically getting on his phone out of the weather. But Metcalf and his brother, these Metcalf boys, they went to him to move him out of the way. And they were trying to punch him, like the guy said, man. It's fine that this Edomite doesn't want to live near black people because he's soon to be in the pit. And we're soon to be redeemed, man. Because it's going on for us being demonized and being treated and mistreated the way we've been treated for so long. It's going to come to an end, man. Because this right here, it has, like I said, it hasn't hit mainstream media yet. But soon as it hit mainstream CNN and global news, it's going to be an outrage, man. They trying to find. I believe they're trying to find a way to build it up now before they bring it to world news, man. But we've been warning you of it. But this is also biblical prophecy, because we've been warning of the so-called white man be Esau, and you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans being Jacob. Let's start here in Genesis 25 and 21. And Isaac entreated Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for his wife, because she was barren. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So their mother went to inquire of the Lord. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said unto her, 2 nations in thy womb. He said, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And we know who those 2 nations of people are, man. And one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. This is the story foretold of Jacob and Esau. The elder is going to serve the younger. That is the story, man. And it's soon to happen. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau, Joshua, wasted away is he. And after that came out his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. See that? Jacob's hand took hold of Esau's heel because they was fighting in the womb. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. So basically, Jacob's hand held Esau's heel, man, because it was a tussle in the womb, man. It was a tussle in the womb. And now that's playing out in real time, man, because not only that, it's time for Esau to be pulled out of power, man. He is going to be pulled out of power, out of rulership. And this is basically, like I said, it's a good symbol of this coming to pass, man. This is 2 Ezra 6, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. And this is how about Shem Yahushua speaking. Then answered I, through the angel, it said, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the time? So when is this going to happen? He says, or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? So this is what Ezra's asking the angel. So how I know when these times, when these ages are going to end? He says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. See that? This is the angel explaining to him when the time is coming for one age to end and one world. I'll say it like this: when one world, as it's described here, as one world ends and another one begins. It says, for Esau is the end of the world. See that? We're entering into the end. We are entering into the world of Jacob, man, and the end of Esau's, man. So this is the angel explaining to Ezra, how are we going to know when Jacob's world begins? For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. See that? Jacob's world begins when Esau's end. It's not going to be 2 rulers at the same time, man. It says the hand of man is betwixt the heel and hand. Other question Ezra asked thou not. See, Ezra's asking good questions, man. He wanted to know when the end of Esau's reign, man, when the end of Esau's kingdom, man. Matter of fact, let me read it in the GNT. It explains a little different. It explains on the times. It says the same exact 2 Ezra 6 and verse 6 in the GNT. It says, Even then, I decided that since I and I alone have created the world. See that? That goes to show you there's many worlds, man. I and I alone would bring it to an end. Then I asked, how long a period of time will divide the ages? When will the first age end and the next age begin? He answered, the interval will be no longer than that between Abraham, which is Abraham and Isaac. He was the grandfather of Jacob. It's like he was the grandfather of both Jacob and Esau. And when they were born, Jacob was holding Esau's heel. And that's symbolizing him coming snatched out of power by Jacob. Esau represents the end of this age. And Jacob represents the beginning of the new age. This is plain, man. So if Jacob's hand is the beginning, see that Jacob's hand is the beginning and Esau's heel is the end, do not try to find a space in between. So there's won't be no other rulership. Moab is not going to rule. The so-called Chinese, they're not going to rule next. The Russians are not going to rule next. The angel told him, you can't find no space in between, man. Once this kingdom goes down, Jacob's begin. Lord and Master, I said, please hear my request. On that earlier night, I ain't gonna go into that, but the point is, there's not gonna be a time in between. When Esau comes down, Jacob's world begins right then. Because it said that Jacob's hand is the beginning and Esau's heel is the end. And we're snatching him out of power, just taking the rulership, man. This is all spiritual, man. This is all spiritual. That's why you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways prophesying this word, man, because this is our hand snatching Esau's heel down, man. And this is only for the elect, man. The hopeful elect that can see the spiritual aspect of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man, because it's plain to us. And we're just breaking it down plain for you to understand, man. This is it. This is a symbol of the Lord is finna snatch Esau out of power, man. His stronghold is coming down. And you're seeing it in real time. This is 2 Corinthians 10. Let's hit the point of 4 and 5. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. See that? We're prophesying the word, man. You blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans is prophesying the word. This is what we're ordained to do through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. To bring out this word, man. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. See that? That's why we don't have the army to fight in this third world's war. No, man. We're pulling the stronghold down by the word, man. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through power to pull down for the pulling down of strongholds. And that's what Jacob's hand represents on Esau's heel. Pulling him out of power, man. That is what it is, man. Because our warfare is not carnal. We're pulling them down through the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. We're putting them down through the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And that's why the Lord didn't give us no weapons to fight, none of that. Our mission is to bring out this word, man. We're pulling them down stronger than ever just by the word. And we're seeing it happen, man. We're seeing it in real time, man. This is Ezekiel 25 and verse 12. It says, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenge himself upon them. Therefore, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, I will also stretch out my hand, a hand upon Edom. And see, this is the hand of the Lord stretching up out on Edom, man. See, we're doing it through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but soon Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to do it physically. He's going to physically take him out of power. That's why the angel told him, you're speaking, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua speaking through the angel, that by me alone will his times end, man. By Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Thus, verse 13 again, it says, therefore, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. And that's when his military might is going to go down, man. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And see, the Lord is going to give us a spiritual power to take this man physically down as well, man. But we're doing it through the Spirit right now before the Lord returns. He says, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And see, these people are finna soon know, Esau is soon finna know that this is the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. They're going to know for a fact, man, that's got to be the Lord that's working on their behalf, man. And we're soon to do this physically, man. But now it's a spiritual fight for us. This is a spiritual fight, man. That's why our weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We're not using any worldly weapons, man. This is all on the behalf of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is the Lord's work, man. The Lord's will as well. And they're going to soon know this is the Lord, man. It's on our side, man. Let me start in verse 1. This is Ezekiel 35 and verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And see, that's the whole point of these lessons going out. We're prophesying against our enemies, man. First and foremost, Esau, Edom, man. Mount Seir. Mount Seir represents Esau. That was his dwelling number, his tabernacle. And say unto it, thus say Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee. See that? The Lord is stretching out his hand against Esau, man. And he's going to soon use us, man. That's why our hand is represented us taking him out of power, pulling him down, them strongholds, man. He has no clue what the word of the Lord is doing, man. He just think, well, they just out there on the highways and byways, calling the white man a devil, and that's it. No, man. It's crumbling this man's society, man, his kingdom. Just like it did when we was walking around the walls of Jericho, they crumbled. This is what it's doing to him, man. He just can't see it. See, back then, they could see the walls fall down. But we, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is seeing those walls crumbling down, man. We're seeing the walls crumbling before it actually comes down. And see, the Lord is stretching. He said, I'm going to stretch out my hand. And we're in his hand, man. See, us prophesying is the Lord's hand as well, man. On a lower level, you know what I'm saying? But we're symbolizing his hand as well, pulling this man's kingdom down, man. And I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. See that? They have had a perpetual hatred. Now, this thing with Carmelo and this Metcalf guy, it's going to hit world news, man. And they're going to make it seem like this guy was just the worst Jake in history of America, man. But see, the Lord's seeing all this, man. The Lord has his angels doing what they call it reconnaissance missions, man. Going to spying out the land, man. He knows what Esau's doing. And that's why it's going to fall on his own head, man. Because the Lord's seen his perpetual hatred towards us. And that's not going to go unchecked. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. He's always done that. So this one guy got killed. It was basically self-defense. And that's what they always claim, self-defense. But now, since it's against them, it's not self-defense. He was a murderer. They propped him up. He was an MVP of his school. He was a man of faith and all these things that was good about him. But they said nothing. They said nothing but negative things against this guy Carmelo, which is a Jake. See that witchcraft for the media, it's going to come down as well, man. And all the nations see it. All the nations see it. And I was at with my wife getting a pedicure. I think that's what the feet do. Your pedicure. With your feet, you know what I'm saying? And I was in there talking. There's a guy from Cambodia, you know what I'm saying? And he might have been a Jake though. He had a spirit on him. It was kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? You could talk to him. See what I'm saying? And he spoke English. He was from America, in America, but his family is from Cambodia. You know what I'm saying? And he was just talking about how the Cambodians are. You know what I'm saying? Robbing and stuff like that. But anyway, the point was he was insinuating how the pride of the white people are. He didn't actually say it, but I knew what he was talking about. He said it in so many words because it's a business, and he got to deal with Edomites as well. But he insinuated that he was talking about the Edomites, man. Me and my wife knew exactly what he was talking about, but he insinuated what he meant, and we knew for a fact what he was talking about as soon as he was saying it. But the thing is, all the other nations know that this man is the devil, man. They don't physically come out and say it, but they know how they treat other people and how they treat us. You know what I'm saying? On the news. That's why you see all these people come from these different countries and they clutch their purse and they do all these things because they demonize us all over the globe, man. And that's what the Edomite at the end of the last video was saying. I don't want to live around no black people because I know all the crime basically stems from us. But they don't take account of all the things they did to us and put us in a mindset of basically just trying to survive. But let me get back to it, man. You see these things, you be like, damn, I can't wait till the Lord bring these motherfucking Edomites down, man. Continue on, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, said Yahweh Shem Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood. See that? So Esau is being prepared unto blood, man. It's not going to be the last blood that's shed of Esau either, man. He is being prepared by Yahweh Shem Yahweh for blood, man. He didn't mind shedding blood of anybody else. So it's time for his blood to be shed, man. And blood shall pursue thee. See that blood is going to pursue everywhere he goes. It's going to be blood. His blood is going to be spilled. He says, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. See, his blood is going to be spilled everywhere, man. Thus said Yahweh, thus will I say, thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth away, the passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. See that? The Lord says he's going to fill his mountains with his slain men. So a lot of Edomites are going to be put to death, man. Not only by that war, but these class wars, these race wars, it's going to be a lot of blood being shed of Esau, man. Now and in the kingdom of heaven. See, the Lord is preparing him unto blood, man. And blood is going to pursue him, man. So his blood is going to be spilled everywhere. He's a bloody man, man. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills, and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. See that? The Lord is not playing, man. Everywhere, their blood is going to soak into the land, man. Just like Oz did. I will make thee perpetual desolation. I will make thee perpetual desolation, and thy cities shall not return. And they shall know that I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So none of Esau's cities is going to return. Nobody's going to say, where's Nashville, Tennessee? One of these Edomite towns, man. It's going to be over with, man. And the Lord is soon to show them it is over with. But the Lord is puffing them up. They want the pride. The Lord wants their pride to be high, for him to crush them. And that's why they got the proudest man in office, man. Even as you can see his vice president just as proud as he is. So this is beautiful, man. This is beautiful. This is Isaiah 14, drop down to verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquities of their fathers, man. So they're not going to get away, man. This is biblical prophecy. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of his fathers, man. That they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. And this is their soon to be their end, man. This is soon to be their end. And we've brought these lessons out, this information out for you to see. For you to see plainly, man. It says, for I will rise up against them, said Yahweh Shem Yahushua of hosts. See, the Lord is finna rise up, man. He's finna show the world who he is. They call him Alashadra in the ancient world. In the ancient world, now they're gonna know that the Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the modern Alashadra, man. See, they don't call him that now, but they're soon to call him the demon-like power, as they did in the ancient world. The other nations called Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Alashadra, a demon-like power. See, they're gonna soon say it's got to be the Lord, man. Because a lot of death and destruction is gonna be coming on them, and blood is gonna pursue them, man. Everywhere they turn, their blood is gonna be shed, man. And the Lord is preparing them, man. Preparing them, man. And we just bring this word out, man. This is not our words. This is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. I'm reading it right off the pages, man. It says, for I will raise up against them, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and the remnant and the son and the nephew, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's his bloodline, man. That's that's a couple generations right there, man. So he's going to wipe them out, man. And he's preparing them for this, man. He's preparing them for this. Verse 23, it says, I will also make it a possession of the bittern and pools of blood and pools of water, which is going to be pools of blood. I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua of hosts. And that's that ultimately those thermonuclear missiles, man. So he's preparing them for slaughter, man. And he's going to sweep them with after that, he's going to sweep them with the destruction, man, those thermonuclear missiles, man. See, what they did to the children of Israel, man, they got to pay for it, man. And we just found it out. You know what I'm saying? Coming to the truth, we just found out. Shit, you a couple years ago, you just thought you was black. You just started in slavery, and you just was woe is me spirit. Now, we don't have that woe is me spirit because we know the truth. And we know the Lord loves us, and he hated Esaw, which is a so-called white man. This is Romans 9 in verse 13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. See that? Therefore, to soon see the Lord loved us. They're going to soon see that, man. This is coming from the Almighty Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And he's soon to show them his hatred towards them. As he showed us hatred, he is going to see the true hatred from Alashadra, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And this is coming from the heavens. What shall we say then? See, what shall we say then? If the Lord, what should we say? Is there unrighteousness with power? Are you going to call the Lord unrighteous? Power forbid. No, man. For him to hate the so-called white man and love us, is that bias? Yes, it's bias. But ain't that what Esau's done to us? He showed his hatred towards us. He kept it since the time of Esau, man. When Esau said he would pursue his brother when his father passed, Isaac passed. And he kept that hatred forever. And he truly did. He kept that hatred forever. Now it's time for the Lord to show his hatred towards him, man. Because you did this against the chosen people, man. Yasharallah, sons of the living power, man. The chosen seed, the apple of the Lord's eye. And you showed this hatred towards him. But now, As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And he's going to soon show his hatred towards Esau, man. And the Lord is a mighty power, man, from on high. And they haven't seen his hand work in a long time. But it's soon to show you how shy, man. That right hand that's going to knock him, Esau, the F out. This is Joel 3 and verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, which is modern day Egypt. We read that in Revelations 11 and 8. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. And that's Babylon the Great, where Esau dwells, man. It's soon to be a desolate wilderness. For what? The violence against thy children of Jacob. It's like against Judah, which is all of us. Because they have shed innocent blood in their land. See that? This is what they did in their land. Shed the innocent blood of us, man. And the Lord requires a pass, man. The Lord requires the pass. And see, he's not going to get away with it, man. And that's what he doesn't understand. He feel like he can do whatever he wanted to these people, and the Lord is never going to make a move, man. The Lord is never going to wake up, he thinks, to bring him down, man. But we see it plain as day now. We see it plain as day, man. This is Amos 1 and verse 11. He said, Thus say Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. See that? He's not going to get away with it, man. This is written. He's not going to turn away the punishments. Because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity. See, he had spared the young or the old. And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually. And he kept his wrath forever. See that? He never changed. He never changed. But I will send fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palaces of Basra, which is a Greek name for the capital of Mount Seir. And Teman will be your Germans. So the Lord is going to send fire upon them, man. He's going to send fire upon them. And there's no way to get out of it, man. The Lord just said right here, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So Esau can't get away with it, man. He can't get out of it, in other words. He can't get out of it. He can't get out of it, man. And let me get this real quick. This is Numbers 24. As an ancient world, when nations blessed us, the Lord blessed them. And Esau never, like he said, he said he kept his wrath forever. So he never inquired of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He never took the words of the Lord into his mind, man. He never thought about them, man. This is Numbers 24 and verse 1. It says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to bless Israel, he went not as the other times. And you can look into Balaam. Balaam he was not an Israelite, but they call him a prophet in the when you look into the commentary, they call him a prophet. But the Lord has opened his eyes to see things on a low level, not being an Israelite. Let me read it again. It says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantment. So basically, this is basically when Balak, the king of Moab, wanted Balaam to put curses on the children of Israel. But just to explain that small history, but back to 1 again, it says, and when Balaam saw that it pleased Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to bless Israel, he went not as at other times to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. See, but the point is, he knew when he blessed Israel, He know that what pleased the Lord, man, to bless Israel. But Esau, his mindset was not like that, man. He wanted to fight against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and he's soon to be crumbled. Dropping down to verse 15, it says, and he took up his parable and said to Balaam, son of Beor, have said, and the man whose eyes were open, have said, he hath said, which heard the words of power, the knowledge, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance. So the Lord put him into a trance, but having his eyes open. See, the Lord showed him a spiritual aspect of this vision of the children of Israel. He says, let me slow down. He said, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sith. And Edom shall be a possession. Syria also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. And this is soon to come, man. I know, but it was under the foot of David, and we are the house of David being rebuilt. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, man. See, we're a house of David being rebuilt, man. You can read that in, I think it's Amos 8. The house of David is being rebuilt, and this is the lot of Edom. And Edom shall be a possession. Syria also shall be a possession for his enemies. See that? That's Jacob coming full circle, man. Jacob pulling the heels of Esau out of power, and them going into rulership. The children of Israel going into rulership. And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. But this is the point, man. I want to pull that he was in captivity before, and he's got in captivity again for 1,000 years before he's Obadiah 1:18, man. And Edom shall be a possession. See that the elder is going to serve the younger. Syria also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. See that? The phone listened to everything I said, and it pulled up the scripture. That's a spirit. I was right there in Numbers 24:18. That's what pulled up on my phone. So I'm in it there, Lord, when it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.